Hello there, everybody. It's been 2 weeks since I did a Monday reading. I must humbly apologize for that. Things have just been a bit crazy on the home front and on the work front as well. But here we are again on a Monday doing your reading for the week ahead. So I sincerely hope that you're going to be enjoying this. And thank you to all of you who participated with the full moon sessions that we had on Friday. Those went very, very well. Some of them are still in progress because we do longer sessions, 3 to 4 day sessions, but it was really great. It felt like very tumultuous energy. I'm sure other people have experienced the same kind of thing. Little things just not working out the way that you want them to, or having little niggly issues to deal with. But here we are, a brand new week, and we're going to see what it holds for us. So I'm going to be using the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco today. And if you're new here, what I do on a Monday is I ask what's most important for us to know right now. And I often ask for one card to represent the week, like the energy of this coming week. And then we see where we go from there. All right, so that's just a quick intro. And now we're going to get to the reading for the week ahead. Okay. So like I said, what I usually do is first and foremost, I ask what is the energy for this week ahead, so we can get an idea of what we're dealing with, and then whatever else comes up in terms of like advice or action that we can take, we are very grateful for. Okay, let's see. All right, so can I please see a card to represent the energy of this week ahead, please? There we go. Acceptance. Okay, waxing crescent. This is very interesting. This is about the moon growing. Okay, so waxing crescent is when the moon is getting bigger. Waning would be when it is getting smaller. And I feel like this is talking about our personal growth and on an emotional level. So it may be your levels of emotional maturity around certain issues that you're dealing with in your life. Maybe you have a realization around something. It's also talking about building or creating a space where things can grow, where certain things can be let go of. I feel like it's maybe difficult situations that you've been dealing with where you feel like you need to find a place of acceptance or a place of understanding and healing with a particular situation. But I feel like there's certain things that need to be let go of, and those things can bring blessings, particularly in relationships. And our relationship with ourselves is one of the most important relationships that we will ever cultivate. So I really think that that is working on that, and maybe this is a sign for any of you that do want to do a new moon session. The waxing crescent comes after the new moon. So when we have new moon, you can't see the moon in the sky, and then you'll see this little sliver like you see in this picture here, where the moon starts to grow back, and it grows fuller and fuller until it's at its fullest. And if you've got an intention that you want to set, it's a great time to do it at new moon, because as the moon starts growing, your intention grows with it. All right, so think about what you need to get to a state of acceptance with. It could just be the fact that you need to accept help from somebody. It doesn't always mean you need to accept a hard truth about yourself, whether you like it or not, or you need to accept a situation that's contrary to your beliefs or your values. It's not about that. It's about what do we need to accept, and maybe we need self-acceptance. That's something that seems to be very strong, that I feel like I need to emphasize. Accepting ourselves, accepting certain things. Maybe we are being told that we're good at something and we just can't accept it because we don't have that self-honoring that we need to let us jump into it. And you might be getting information or encouragement from people to do a particular thing which you really want to do, but there's still issues around that or fears around that. So this is asking you to accept what's coming your way this week, and also look where there needs to be more self-acceptance and acceptance of others, because I feel like certain things need to fall away. There's old energy, old grudges, resentment, belief systems around us or around other people or situations. Try to let those things go. Try to let the powers that be deal with it, and that's going to bring you peace. All right, let's see what else is going to come up here. Anything else that we need to know right now, please? assessing the first quarter new moon. This is interesting that this is coming up. Obviously, they are based on the moon because it's called the Moon Oracle, Queen of the Moon Oracle. First quarter moon, assessing. All right, so I feel like with this acceptance of certain things, there's going to be things that need to be put into place. And I feel like in some instances, whoops, you could be nearing the end of a particular situation that could be difficult to deal with. And I think it's saying, have a plan, have a strategy on how you're going to deal with things, and make sure that you assess the way that you've dealt with it before. And if things didn't work out, do something different so that you can get a different result. So this is about thought, it's about planning, it's about introspection and assessing the situation. This is definitely assessing it from a higher mind as well. When I look at her, she's way above everything, so she can look down on it. So you get a bird's eye view, so to speak, of the situation that you're in. And when we are struggling with something, or, it could be long term, it could be a relationship with somebody that you just battle to get along with, a mother, a father, a friend, whoever it is, but that this has been ongoing for a while. And I feel like the only way to really resolve that is to look at it from a higher mind. So look at it from a bird's eye view, as if you are detached from the situation, as if you're an outsider or a friend looking at the situation, and then ask yourself, what advice would I give this friend on how they can develop a strategy to be successful at solving the problems that they're dealing with? Okay, I think it could be quite easy to get there because I don't know, at the same time that I see the potential for growth, it's like showing the first quarter of the moon. It shows that almost like you're halfway there with certain things, and you can be near the completion of a cycle that can start a new cycle. So I hope that makes sense to some of you. Okay, any other action we can take this week, please? This one's going to go for it. There he is. Bent it a little bit. The masculine, the lunar god. Okay, so depending on your belief system, what pantheon you are following, or whether you're spiritual or not, the moon can mean different things for different people. In some belief systems or pantheons, the moon is female, and in some it's the masculine. So here it is again showing full moon, and I feel like embracing all of these different phases of ourselves. He's wielding some kind of power over this. All right, and sorry, I just want to look at it a bit closer here. There's two people in the distance. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, there might be a man in your life that can actually impart some knowledge or help you to bring certain things into balance or into perspective to see something. And I feel like in some cases, we need to be embracing this energy for ourselves. The general energy I'm picking up here is that some people need encouragement to do things that they feel they can't do. And this is where this kind of strength comes in. All right. And it's about our emotions. When we see the moon at any time, and yes, again, this is an oracle deck based on the moon, but it's talking about emotions. And I feel like this is also about our strength of will in this particular case, like your solar plexus energy, where you have that fight or flight situation when you are dealing with a particular thing, or you're wanting to stand up for yourself or somebody else. I feel like this strength is important at this time, and it's emotional strength more than just physical strength or masculine energy the way that we understand it. We all have a masculine and feminine side to some degree, and the masculine energy is one that is very expansive and giving and wants to reach out. And if we have imbalances with this, it can sometimes show an imbalance within a relationship with a male in our lives as well, a father figure or somebody similar, and that certain things need to be brought into balance there. But I feel like it really is, if you have an idea or something that you want to pursue and you're being encouraged to do so, this assessing and coming up with a plan and having a strategy is going to be very beneficial to you. And I feel like you're going to have help in whatever it is. You're going to get inspired, intuitive ideas on how to deal with certain things or how to solve an issue of some sort. So look out for these things. Be as receptive as you can as well, because that's what the moon encourages us to do. Receptive in terms of getting those messages from spirit when we need to, and then this masculine energy of being expansive. And remember that the universe is huge, it is vast. We forget to look at it from that perspective. All the stars and the different galaxies that are around us, look at it as if are in her position, and you've got that bird's eye view, and you can really see the true immensity and expanse of the world around you. Okay, not just confined to the planet that we're on. The infinite, unimaginable, unconceivable options out there. And I feel like this is encouraging us to expand our horizons and expand ourselves by tapping into that inner strength that we have, not being afraid to take a step or take a chance with something, because I feel like there needs to be obviously this aspect of like planning to some degree, but once you've got the plan, don't sit on the plan. Be willing to think out of the box and maybe even take advice if there is somebody that can impart some knowledge, but step into your power in taking the first steps to do this. Okay. It might even be a responsibility or a role that you need to accept this week. Trust. The egg moon. Okay, very interesting. So this gives me the impression that there's something that is busy building. All right, so you see this goose, or this duck, sorry. Is she a duck? Looks like a duck, yes. Sitting on this nest where there's this egg, and this woman is basically getting ready to be born, or there's some kind of rebirth that's happening here. And I think that this is giving us the message that we are almost in like an embryonic stage in certain things that we're doing, or we can feel like something's coming, we're at the brink of something, and it's saying just be patient and trust spirit, trust the process, trust that you're being looked after. Okay, this mommy duck is sitting on top of her nest taking care of it, and there's the other duck watching over as well. So this woman that's in the egg has no control over what happens until she actually has this birth or this rebirth, but she needs to trust that she'll be looked after. And here she is being looked after and nurtured, maybe by even some unlikely creatures or energies, but there is the universe looking after you. Okay, and for us to remember that and trust where we're being led, and trust that if we are following what we feel is meaningful for us, if we're following our gut instincts and our intuition, and we feel compelled to do something, we need to place that trust in the universe, because we don't always see things before they happen. We don't know what the outcome's always going to be, but it doesn't always mean that it's bad. So I really feel like there's this potential for so many wonderful things here, for personal growth, for spiritual growth, for emotional growth. And we really need to be able to tap into those things this week and not be afraid. Okay, trust where you're being led. All right, I'm going to pull one more card and see. Is there anything else that we need to know today, please? If it wants to give me one. There we go. Faith. Okay, they can't emphasize trust and faith enough. And look how similar these things are. Here is this woman who is, they call it the worm moon. This woman who's actually pregnant here. Okay, so again, there's this feeling of something that's about to begin, or it's being birthed, another phase in your life, an upgrading of your business. Maybe you're getting married or entering into the next level in a relationship. And sometimes we need to let go of certain things in favor of others. And she really is an energy of being at peace, willing to wait, having faith that everything's going to be okay. That's not always a very easy thing to do. But if this analogy can be used of having this new life inside of her, she doesn't have control over when it comes about. Okay, we don't know when we're going to go into labor, when a child's going to be born. Sometimes they can really take us by surprise. And I'm not referring to scheduling your cesarean or anything like that. Obviously, then we do know. But a lot of the time, we just have to have this patience. We can't rush things. That happens when it happens. And you're being asked to have trust and faith that you are in this beginning stage of something, but there is so much potential here. Okay, really, there is so much potential. The full moon there, the egg moon is almost full, not quite there, but it's this potential for that fullness, for things to come to fruition. And she's just relaxing about it. She's got faith that everything's fine. Trust that everything's fine. She's being led in the right direction. And I feel like this is a strong message for you now. So if you do feel a little bit lost, or you wanting to make a decision and you're battling to trust yourself to make that decision, have that faith. Okay, step into your power. Be willing to step into that masculine energy and say, okay, I'm going to be assertive. I'm going to take action. I'm going to do something different than what I've done before so I can get a different result. Or I'm going to just embrace these energies for myself so that I can bring about something new and different and inspiring into my life. All right. Beautiful deck of cards. And look who's at the bottom of the deck. I've just turned it over. That is the cover photo, and it's the Queen of the Moon. Sovereignty. Okay, to know that you have sovereignty is one of the biggest things. That is where this masculine energy comes in. To have sovereignty over yourself, to have that dominion over everything around you, especially when you're working with energies, or you do intuitive work like I do, you have to have that dominion and that sovereignty over yourself, over your space, so that you don't have negativity and stuff coming to interfere. And look how sure of herself she is. She's holding that full moon. She's the queen. She's in this position of power. She's taken herself from this place that is seemingly a bit weaker into this position of power by embracing this masculine energy, this full moon energy. And I feel like really your guides are going to come in as physical people, and as well as your intuitive promptings and feeling them around you, or seeing the signs around you. So watch out for those things. They come in different ways, shapes, and forms for everybody, but just watch out for these, because I feel like this is what you want to get to. Accept that you have this power, you have this sovereignty, you have dominion over your space and over this realm as a human being. And you have dominion over your own home, or whatever area you're struggling with. Maybe you're having a bit of a battle of wills with somebody. It's time for you to stand up and be seen and be counted and do what you need to do for yourself. And you have full sovereignty over that. You have this power. You are in charge. You are the queen or the king in your particular situation. All right, so embrace that and say, okay, it's time for me to not think small, but take things up to the next level. I might not know exactly what's on the other side, but I'm being asked to have faith and trust, because it's in these beginning stages and I'm about to give birth to something wonderful. I also don't need to do it on my own. I have the support of spirit. Remember to put it out there. If we don't ask, we don't get. Please ask. Please show me how I can achieve A, B, or C. How can I do this? How can I pay this at the end of the month? Please show me how. Okay, and then watch out for the signs. Watch out for the opportunities that come in to facilitate you getting to where you want to get to. Okay, and remember to say, please show me what is possible. Because we don't have a clue if we're honest with ourselves. There's so much out there. There's this expanse of the universe, and we think we know everything. We think we know what's possible. And 90% of the time when we do that, we are really limiting ourselves. Don't allow that to happen, okay? Expand your horizons. Think out of the box. Get advice from other people, whatever it is that you need to do. Get the help of other people if you're not coping with things on your own. Maybe that's how you need to take things to the next level. All right. I wish a wonderful week for every single one of you. I'm so grateful and appreciative of you being here in my life, and just want to thank you all. I have such a wonderful group of clients and people who take the time to watch these videos. I deeply appreciate you, and I wish you a wonderful and beautiful week ahead. Lots of love, and bye for now.